You know what else? You
Oh no.
I tried.
Oh no.
You're usually the one who does this, honestly.
I had one ready, but you
Oh,
jumped
go.
to the head of the line.
Is it too
and now
late?
look now look what happened.
And this is our
And
top 3
this
list.
is Gaytriarchs. So, Gavin, my husband left town for the past 4 days, and he grabbed one of our kids, but he took the good one. And so I was left alone with my daughter for 4 days. Now,
oh my God, Hannah!
doesn't listen to this
Hannah in
podcast.
2029, listening back to vintage radio shows, a podcast of Gaytriarchs. I'm so sorry about this, but we love you. We love you.
do
You're
love you.
actually the
I love
favorite,
you.
Hannah.
Yeah, and honestly, this story is net positive. But I wasn't dreading it, but I was just like, I never get one-on-one time with her, right? It's like maybe I put her to bed or we go for like one errand, but like days on end, weekends where it's just us. And I am sad to report particularly because we're on this podcast, it went great.
Oh,
It was
no.
so fun.
Oh, God.
I know, it's really good. But I think I know why. I
Okay.
think the easiest parenting is not having one kid. It's having one kid and then having 2 kids and then getting to have
Going
one
back
kid again.
I completely
Because
agree.
you've seen what 2 kids looks like.
Yeah.
I think when you and I were parents for the first time with one kid, we were like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
You couldn't have convinced us that, no, actually, you have plenty of time and this is actually easier. Until I've had 2 and now I've got back to 1. So I realized, I was like, oh, if she's sleeping or otherwise occupied, there's nothing else that I need to be worrying about. So it was super fun, actually, except for we went to a play place.
Oh, no.
And this was the last day we were together, and I think this is the reason why. We had this really great one-on-one time for 4 days, and we went to this big play place where she can run around and do slides and games and she can do anything she wants. She demanded I spend every second with her, playing with her, and playing with her in that, like, I want to see your eyes looking at me, looking at the thing. I don't want you to play with me and be looking away. I want you to play with me and actively be connected. And if I think for a second you are not interested in what I'm doing, I'm going to say, Daddy, Daddy. And so that was really hard. That was one of those moments.
What was the play you had to engage in? Was it make-believe that you have an ice cream stand, or you're the dog being walked by its owner, or what?
It was babies. There is in this particular place, there's like a separate area for just like baby dolls, baby carriages. Like it's for kids who like to play with babies. And I had to be there and I had to wrap the baby, but I had to be looking at the baby and then looking at her at the right time. Like she was not allowed. You know, sometimes you can like half-ass raise your kids. It's what you do most of the time.
Most of the time. Yeah. Well, please, all of us and everybody listening to this, except for a listener who hasn't had his baby yet, obviously. But
yes. But so anyway, the net positive was the weekend was actually really great. And I think having these, like, when you have 2 kids, getting to have one-on-one time with each of the kids, even if it's just like for going out for ice cream, I think it's a really interesting experiment. And what I relearned, and we all know this, is that one of the best feelings in the world, I used to think, was when you'd put your kid in the car and you'd strap them in and you'd close the door and you'd have that walk around the car that
where
felt
you
like
could
a fucking vacation.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear them. You weren't touching them. They weren't moving. I remember that. But I realized my new favorite feeling is when you drop them off at daycare and then you come back to the parking lot and you get in your car and you sit down and you look at your phone. You're like, I'm free.
I'm not going anywhere.
I noticed that today in the daycare parking lot were these parents just sitting in their cars by themselves looking at their phone because they were like, oh my God, I'm free. So anyway, that was my weekend.
I do think there is a debate to be had about whether or not you should be on your hands and knees playing baby with your daughter. Now, from time to time, yes. And how much, do you do it on a daily basis, would you say?
I would say my kids are require us more than maybe most kids. So yes, they are not very good about just playing by themselves and being happier. The 6-year-old is, but like, yeah, I would say most of the time I'm the problem, is what you're saying. I can see your face.
Yes, of course. It is your fault. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Well, reminding you that my favorite parenting book, Bringing Up Bebe, which I should actually reach out to Pamela Druckerman. Do you think a New York Times bestselling author would respond to us, do you think?
God, I hope not.
I love this book so much, and she talks about how the French are very the attributes of French parenting, which is basically like how to shove a child in a closet, insist that it remains silent and eat everything and never throw a temper tantrum for its entire life until it becomes 22 years old, and then they actually acknowledge its existence and give it autonomy. But they're very quick to say, you should not be on your hands and knees playing baby. But once in a while you should. And those are good memories made. So I don't know.
I think you're a bit of a Francophile.
Of course I am.
I really think you are.
And actually it's Francophile. Thank you very much. But
wow.
That's and what exactly I want to be,
a Francophile would say.
I want to be an Italianophile, because the Italians is just so chill, and they just like drink wine and have sex and don't care about things, right?
Giant dicks.
So speaking of not that at all,
wow.
Actually terrible segue, but terrible. I need to talk about
I see it
myself.
On the outline and I'm like, this is good. Godspeed, bro.
I just need to talk about myself for a minute, okay? Because I have tremendous needs for the next 3 weeks. I have done a really good job of, I don't think you even knew that this was happening, that my partner is away being artistic and being musical for an entire month. And I haven't done a month alone in a very long time. And I certainly haven't done a month alone when my children just need to be driven everywhere all the time, which is basically what parenting is, as we know. But now it's just like, I don't know, everything is just a lot of Ubering, you know. I'm just an Uber. So anyway, he's away for a month, but he's being musical, and lots and lots of people have been like, oh man, how you doing it? How you doing it? And as we've discussed many times, nobody would want to do this solo. Kudos to every single solo parent out there who is absolutely a superhero. But I'm like already in my groove, you know. 3 days in, I'm like, there have been fewer fights. The house is cleaner. No offense, Todd. And it's because everybody's just marching to my rhythm. And I mean, the whole world would be better off if it just marched to my rhythm, right?
Obviously. It is amazing. So, like, but so parenting 101. It's I said this to my husband. He doesn't take offense to it, but I'm like, it is easier without you here, because what I say goes, and it's the same. I'm sure it's the same thing with you. Yeah.
Or also, somebody else actually said to me last night, it's also that underlying resentment that you feel towards your partner when things don't go the way you want them to. So if you don't actually have underlying resentment in the parenting unit, that helps a lot too, which is terrible, but it's life. It's life. It's life, right? It's life. So anyway, but he did send me a video from Switzerland, and it was a video recently about a guy who had some serious, like, I wouldn't exactly say MAGA vibes, but it was like bro vibes of like, this is what you got to do to tell your kids. But it was interesting because it said, you have got to direct your kids in their interests because they can't figure it out for themselves anymore. And you have to direct them a little bit. And we are, I'm like in once again, we are once again in a high negotiation factor with my daughter in particular, who would rather just sit home, period. And that we are coming to winter activities time, which means sports and spring musicals and things like that. And I am in some high level negotiations once again, because I think that there should be more going on. And so I take great refuge. The whole point of this is that some bro on Instagram told me that I should pick my kids' activities. It's weird that that they don't want to comply with that. But I don't know. How much choosing do you think you should have to do?
Well, it's funny you bring this up. I went to pick up my kids at school, or my kid at school, and he's in elementary school, goes to 5th grade. And clearly in the older grades, 4th or 5th grade, they have some sort of band program or something. Because I saw a kid walking out with what looked to be a flute or a clarinet. And I thought, and I said out loud to my husband, I was like, oh, remind me, the second they're allowed to do band or anything, I definitely want to sign them up or whatever. And he turned towards me, he goes, so you want to do what Gavin does? Is for He literally said that. And I was like, oh yeah, because he's our listener. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm following Gavin's footsteps. So
listen, Everybody's education is better when it's well-rounded,
And
and
when they
everybody
listen to
needs
you
to.
word for word and don't
When
question
they
your
listen,
authority.
if
Yeah.
they would just march to the tune of my band.
You're slightly off tune. Yes, I know. I get it.
Oh shit. Well, anyway, I'm an asshole, obviously. But let me tell you how my kid was awesome last night, and also how I won the battle. So last night for dinner, I tried a new recipe, a turkey chili, and I generally think, I don't know, do you like ground chili? I think, or excuse me,
Whoa.
ground turkey.
Uh, it depends.
It
Yeah,
depends.
it's like sometimes I'll do like tacos and half turkey meat, half ground beef, and it's just enough to like lighten everything. But like all turkey ground is like oof, it's a little fluffy for me.
You eat it and you go, this tastes
Disappointing.
healthy,
Yeah, totally.
which is the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a pretty good recipe. Maybe we'll start a new segment on here of recipe exchanges with listener,
Oh,
because
that's a
it
good
would be
idea.
great to hear what listener
Oh.
has to say, especially cooking hacks, right? So anyway, my daughter comes in and she says, well, I'm not eating that. I'll make my own dinner. And I'm like, well, you're not just going to make ramen. I don't like chili. Well, you're making cornbread, aren't you? And I'm with such fabulous 14-year-old entitlement. And I said, I don't have time to make cornbread because I'm still working. Actually, I'm throwing together chili at 3:30 in the afternoon so that it will be ready by 4:45 when we have to eat, because then I have to take your brother to soccer. But you can make cornbread. I mean, you're perfectly capable of making it. I don't want to. Okay, well, fine. I'm not going to. I actually shut up,
Not
and
possible.
she relented. And she said, okay, fine, I'll make it. So she starts to make the cornbread. We discover that we don't have any baking powder in the house. I'm literally adding it to my list right now to remind myself to put it on the list.
This is the kind of engaging content our listener
Uh-huh.
demands.
And
hearing you add to your grocery list.
And so we discovered we didn't have baking powder. It was part of the ingredients, and she was freaking out at me. You always say baking is science and you can't skip any ingredients or eyeball anything. And I'm like, it's a fucking cornbread. It doesn't fucking matter. We're not giving this to anybody else. I don't even know what baking powder is going to do because I'm not a baker really. But anyway, my point is
It's a leavener. It makes it fluffy. That's what it does.
11. This was a very okay. Ultimately, it was hilarious to me that she really does listen to me, but man, does she love to take rules literally. And if she has a chance to undermine me or prove me wrong, boy, will she take it. But she made it without the baking powder, and it tasted healthy.
I mean, it's all basically the same thing. I was just, as you were saying that, the way, like your reenactment of her, I was just thinking, it's like when my daughter is talking about a cat or like a kitten, and I'll be like, oh yeah, blah, 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 that cat. She's like, actually, it's a kitten.
Oh yeah, it's
and I'm
just
like,
begun.
actually, you're not eating tonight. You lose everything tonight. So yeah, it just
Then
an older
starve.
exactly. I have never connected with anything more than the fucking beast in that moment. Speaking of connecting with people, listener, we are getting so much great feedback from you guys. I think we should do like a weekly listener mailbag.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But that would require us being prepared and going through the DMs at the right time. But anyway,
and also listener having that much to say to us on a weekly basis.
Correct. But we got a really sweet message that I always like to pass along the sweet ones, because it's just nice to kind of know that there are other people out there. We're just not talking into the void like we assume we are all the time. We got a very sweet message from, I'll just say his first name, Tom. He said, hey guys, suburbs of Charlotte, North Carolina, husband and I together for almost 21 years. They have
Congrats.
one son who will be 3 in 2 days, and one daughter who will be 1 year old soon. Same maternal DNA, gestational character, small business owner, proud daddo, which I love. He said, my son originated the word to be different than his dada.
That's very cute.
Been listening long enough to recommend to my husband. And that son of a bitch, he actually fucking did. Ironic, we both each individually listen on our way to the therapist on Wednesday mornings while my mother-in-law gets the kids up as your new episodes drop. Love feeling like we can relate to others, as it can sometimes be isolating. Thanks for giving us a voice. Such a sweet message. Tom.
Very. And I love that he curses in it. So,
and also he listens to us on the way to his therapist. So I'm like,
yeah,
does he need therapy because of what we say? Or are we like I'm just to work that out. But Tom, thank you for reaching out. We love you. Love all of our listener. And you have kids about the same distance away as Gavin and I. So
Yeah.
Good luck.
It just gets worse. It just gets worse, Tom. Thank you though.
But you know what gets better
Tell.
is I have a moment of awe for you.
Oh, sorry.
So
I just
yeah, I have a sound effect for that, but thank you.
right.
I realized something today. My daughter's 3.5. She's like 3 3/4. She'll be 4 in January, and it's something that was just so beautiful. And I didn't realize I realized until I realized it, which was I can now pick out my daughter's artwork. Like if you put a like 20 pieces
Nice.
of art on the ground, and listen, it's still really bad. Right? It's
Uh-huh.
just a fucking chicken scratch. But I've watched her color enough now to where I'm like, that is Hannah's. I can pick it out immediately just because of the way she does it. And there's just
Mhm.
something really fucking cool about that, where you're like, your
Yeah.
kids start to have their own personal style and their own unique thing, even though it's kind of chicken scratchy and not in the lines. It's still beautiful. So my moment of awe is recognizing your own kid's artwork.
Well, kind of along those lines of awe, we do have a DILF of the week, and this one
Ooh,
I am particularly proud of.
yeah.
So, remember the sandwich guy in Washington D.C. During the
Mm-mm.
protests against the ICE invasion of Washington, D.C., there was the dude who threw the foot-long Subway sandwich against a police officer and was summarily arrested. As I recall, thrown down to the ground, cuffed, and arrested and arraigned, right? Well, he was found not guilty of, well, whatever it was he was not guilty of, but also, not that this matters at all, but the dude is gay. So I just feel like
Yes.
Sean Dunn, 37-year-old Air Force veteran, thank you for your service, Sean, and thank you for your service in standing up for what is right and not ripping people off of the streets to be thrown into essentially concentration camps. So
I
Sean
love
Dunn,
that.
and he is now iconic thanks to the mashup with the Banksy,
Yes,
artist
throwing the
guy throwing the
yeah.
sandwich. So sandwich dude
Just a
is
turkey and cheese with light mayo right to the sky. It's
lighten the loafers,
amazing.
and we love that for you, Sean. So Sean, guess what, dude? You're our DILF of the week.
Oh, that's fucking great. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I need your advice, Gavin.
Oh.
I have a I have a I have a what would you do?
What would you do?
It's been so long.
Yeah, don't do it though. Okay.
Okay. Fine.
So
I won't give listener what he wants.
so I've told you. How do you know listener is a he? Could be a she.
It sure could be, or they.
So yeah, or they. So my son, I think I've said this before. He lies a lot. He's a liar.
Yep.
But now he's getting older. And the other, he basically, we make his lunch 4 days a week, and we let him choose one day a week where he can order at the school. Which of course he just gets pizza and chips, and he gets the chocolate. Like he just fucking goes crazy. But we
Mhm.
only let him do it once a week. But we just have a card full with money. He's been coming home with like half-eaten or almost full food, like sandwich bags, and I'm like,
You're
"What's going on?"
bringing
He was like, "I
leftovers.
wasn't hungry."
All right.
And so I was like, I think he's secretly ordering. So we can see online when he orders. And so the other day I said, "Why is this food coming home?" He said, "Oh, I wasn't hungry." I said, "Did you order today?" And he goes, "No." Now, Gavin, here's where
Dude.
the what would you comes in.
Uh-huh.
I know he's lying.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do?
What would you do?
How much do you talk about the importance of not lying and telling the truth?
A lot.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're fucked. I mean, whenever I'm able to say to my kids, actually, we haven't talked about this in a while, but when I used to be able to say to them, "What's the most important thing?" and they would just parrot to me, "Tell the truth."
Mm-hmm.
And this might be a chance for you, just speaking instinctually, because obviously I haven't thought about this. Maybe it's a chance for you to say, "Hey, bud, guess what? I can actually see what you're doing, and because I can see what you're doing, I can see that you're not telling the truth. Do you want to tell me the truth now? Tell me what you think." And get him to kind of fess up to it and see, catch him in the act in a very calm, kind way and make it a lesson about like, I don't really care if you eat. I mean, do you care that he orders a bunch of food and doesn't eat the food that you're
I
serving?
mean, listen, this is the thing that's always the decision. Like in theory, not as much. I do want him to eat healthy, and I always would like try to make sure that I curate the food that it's like slightly healthy. But
Mm-hmm.
moreover, it's the lesson of like like you got to be truthful and you got to ask
Yeah.
permission for things and stuff like that. So it's not as much about like the health of it,
Right.
even though I know he's getting chocolate milk and cookies and whatever he
Yeah.
can order, but it's more about like you should be telling me the truth, which is why I try
Yeah.
to not overreact all the time.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
always tell my kids the most important thing in the world is an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face. And I think that's really sunk in, but the lying
Mhm.
thing not so much. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
if you do, being able to shame him into having an eating disorder, so that he has that, so he has that itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, that would be a good way to be like, listen, but I do want to hear. Please take care of this in the next week and come back and report to us. Would you please
Take care of this. Please fix your child and then
fix your
report back
child?
to us. Okay,
Make
I
him
will do.
not a liar.
I can fix our listener by giving them a dad hack of the week, though.
Okay.
Because this is one of those things, again, it's a lesson you have to learn over and over and over again. And somehow we just don't remember. And I remember this was one of our dad hacks many years ago, but we probably have new listeners since we've said this. So I want to remind them.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah. The dad hack is don't trade fun for fun.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is if your kid is having fun doing whatever the activity is, don't try to trade it for something else that's fun. So like if you were going to walk out the door to go to the park because they love the park, and on the way out they saw a ball they wanted to play with and they were just playing and laughing in the living room. Don't go, guys, we got to go to the park. It's time to go to the park. Did you want to go to the park? Don't trade fun for fun, because what will happen is you will force them to go to the park. They will be mad at you for making them leave the game in the living room, and then when they get to the park, they're not going to have fun at the park because they're going to be mad at you. Yeah. Don't trade fun for fun. If the kids are happy and they're enjoying their life, let them be.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
No?
Moving on to being, of course, the stand-up of America's finest news source, I do want to address some gay news of the week, all right? So
Good
as
gay
we
news.
know, there is absolutely zero good news out there in the world, as we know, but we're trying to do our best to bring it to you. So far be it from me to consider it good news to dance on the grave of a shithead. But Kim Davis, I hope you are canceled.
You fucking bitch.
I hope you are canceled for the rest of your life and live in divorced misery.
I hope
forever.
You die of gonorrhea and rot in hell. That's
so
what
that was
Dan Marino.
That was good news. That was good news of the week. Another teensy bit of good news for the week is that apparently in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, they are opening a Philly Pride Visitor Center, debuting in their LGBTQ plus neighborhood in Midtown Village, and they're just having a center, a visitor center, a tourist center that welcomes folks and wears its rainbow pride. With pride, and that's good news of the week because obviously it's a dark world. But thank you, Philadelphia, and fuck you, Kim Davis.
Yes, fuck you, Kim Davis. When that happened, I was just like, I really wanted to just like spit. This sounds so aggressive and hateful, but I wanted to spit in her face. Like that was like what I would just want to be like, you vile, hateful piece of fucking shit. Because this could have easily, as we know, this could have easily gone the other way. The Supreme Court should have been like, yeah, let's do this. Fuck these guys. The fact that she went all this way to try to hurt people, and you know what?
Just out of
she went all this way
vindictiveness
to take things away. She wasn't going out of her way to try to get something for herself. I want to be married too. I want to go on the merry-go-round. No, she wanted to take things away from other people. Yeah. So
because she's so miserable herself and lonely. Yeah. Anyway,
you know who else is miserable and lonely?
Tell me.
Me. I'm kidding. It's our top 3 list.
GaytriarchsPodcast top 3 list. 3, 2, 1.
All right, so this is another week of mine because you didn't have a list last week. So this week is what are the top 3 acquired tastes? What are your top 3 acquired tastes? For me, number 3, I think this is an obvious one: coffee. I don't think there's any way to enjoy coffee unless you force yourself to drink it for a long time, and then it suddenly becomes good.
True. As seen through the eyes of a child, when they take a sip of our coffee and they go, "This is gross."
So why do we ever do it again? We do it because this is the whole list, but like we force ourselves to do it for some cultural reason, and then on the back end, we're like, "Oh, I guess I like coffee now."
Yeah. Totally.
Number 2, I was unfortunately a part of this community for 12 years. Smoking. Oh,
Oh, wow.
smoking. If you smell cigarette smoke and you've never smoked a day in your life, it is
Mhm.
fucking foul. But you know what is delicious is being a smoker and having a cigarette. Oh, it feels so good. So smoking. And number one, ass.
No comment.
No. I think
It
I
is
think our listener knows.
it is unbelievable
Is it
how
identical?
in line with this is.
Is our list exactly the same? That would be amazing.
Number 3, asparagus.
Oh,
Number 2, light beer.
okay.
Number 1, anal sex.
Okay. What's next week?
I want to kick it old school and keep it simple. Holidays, oh my God, are around the corner. How is that possible?
Yep.
What are the 3 things you're looking forward to this year with the family? So if I haven't made abundantly clear, I'm solo right now, right?
Mhm.
Sorry, you're rolling your eyes and so is listener. But just the other day, my partner called while he is working in Switzerland with another conductor who I am certain is not listening to Gaytriarchs. But even if he is, maybe he should know, the opera world is very different from the musical theater world, right? And this opera guy is wonderfully testing the patience of my partner. But he was complaining about him and he's like, this is going to be awful. This is going to be awful. And I immediately slipped into, let's fix it. This is just how it's going to be. This is how it's going to be. And he was like, you need to just tell me that it sucks and know that it sucks. And my something great is that my partner had the patience to not scream at me and rip my head off when I needed to just give him support and not fix the situation, which is a lesson I need to learn almost on the daily. So my something great is just thank you, Todd, for reminding me that sometimes things just need to suck.
Yeah, that's great. That's such a that is such a older life lesson. I feel like that's something I've learned too is you can tell when a friend is complaining that they don't want you to say, "Well, why don't
Nope.
you just they
Nope.
literally they know they're the villain. They
Yep.
just need you to." Yeah, I totally get
Yep.
that. Well,
And as parents, you need to know that for your kids too. I remember my mom slipping into that mode constantly, and I wanted to be like, I didn't have the words to say. I just need you to know that it sucks. So anyway,
listen, I'm
it's a
thankful
good.
for our husbands for sticking with us this long because that's crazy to deal with us.
That's something great right there. What
yeah,
about you?
exactly. My something great is doctors and particularly our pediatrician. We went to the doctor because my daughter has a drumroll please yeast infection. Yay! So I get to put gross cream on my finger and touch my daughter in ways I never wanted to touch
Yes,
her.
right.
But when we went to the doctor, she was complaining that when she peed it hurt, and so the doctor
Yeah.
walked in and we were talking or whatever. And our doctor, and I'm pretty sure this is most pediatricians, basically said before the exam, she goes, "Hey, I want you to know that nobody is allowed to touch your private area unless it's your parents or a doctor with your parents in the room." And she goes, "Okay." And I've noticed them saying this around 2-ish when we've had exams. And it was just a reminder that's like, man, there is such good in the world. And what a great
Yeah.
thing. Cause like, I don't know if you ever were raised that way. I wasn't. So it's
No.
nice to, from the beginning, be like, this is yours. These are your privates.
Yeah.
Nobody's allowed to touch them. And so my something great is, doctors who are willing to say the awkward thing to kind of begin
Yeah.
the process of these kids getting ownership of their bodies that they'll eventually hate. And that's our show. If you have any comments, suggestions, or general compliments, you can email us at GaytriarchsPodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can DM us on Instagram. We are at GaytriarchsPodcast. On the internet, David is at David FM Vaughn everywhere, and Gavin is at Gavin Lodge, home alone for the next few weeks.
Please leave us a glowing 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts.
Thanks, and we'll ask your permission next time on another episode of Gaytriarchs.